We're back, catching up with two sets of home hunters who got their postcode picky knickers in a twist.
I'm not feeling the love right now.
I think it's a definite no-no.
There were some unprecedented confessions.
I made a mistake, OK? I've said it. Now, can we all move on?
Some tricky negotiations.
I'm really struggling to come up with a value that's anything like your asking price.
And a year down the line, some new additions.
Yes!
Just over a year ago, Kirsty and I were pounding the pavements of Harrow and Hertfordshire with two couples who had lots in common. Both were looking for their first family home, both with very strong women at the helm, and both with a serious case of postcode pickiness. So I've come back to see if all the hard work and compromises have been worth it. Last year we met Sundeep and Rupreet Nanra, who are both living in Harrow in Greater London and working in financial services. They met on a blind date in a coffee shop on the appropriately named Love Lane. And from there, it was just a hop and a skip to the temple and a life of wedded bliss. Don't you just love a fairy tale ending?
You look stunning there. That's probably my favourite shot of you.
Steady on, Prince Charming. The wedding was only the beginning. 18 months on, Rupreet and Sundeep are still struggling to take the next step across the threshold of their first family home together.
We're living at the moment with my mum and dad and my brother and his wife because it's a tradition in Indian culture for the boys to stay with their parents at least for a year.
Upholding family tradition has come with some sacrifices. Rupreet's cookbook collection is gathering dust as the most she gets to make in her mother-in-law's kitchen's a cup of tea.
We're really ready to just start our lives together and just to be able to do the normal couple things. Sit on the sofa and watch TV and eat takeaway and do all the naughty things that you're not supposed to do.
So all naughtiness is on hold. But there is one big advantage of living with the parents, and that's the whopping 100 grand deposit that they've been able to save. But after 7 years of careful saving and 7 months of looking, finding a house worth spending that deposit on is proving to be a struggle.
For me, the search is about postcodes. I do want to live in areas that tend to be a bit more expensive because of the lifestyle they offer. So they're all no's. So some people might say I'm a bit of a postcode snob, which I guess to an extent I am.
Well, they've worked hard for the money, so I'm going to work just as hard to find the right house.
What are your top 3 most important criteria in order 1, 2, 3?
Location, size, and the potential.
Scope to, extend.
Nobody ends up doing a house search with Phil and I if their requirements are easy. What do you think is holding you back?
Okay, well, I have a map, actually, that might help.
Convince you.
And some highlighters as well.
Gordon Bennett.
Do you want to do good and I'll do bad?
We like Pinner.
That's where we really want to live.
We like Eastcote.
Is it the B472 that we can't cross? South Harrow?
Is bad. Rayners Lane, that's a big no.
This couple are super organised and super cautious. It's going to be tough. I think you should laminate that map, Kirstles.
I'll laminate you in a minute, Phil.
So everything south of Eastcote is no.
This is a pink dotted line, which
say
we're not supposed to
no.
cross. Okay.
Yeah.
So North Harrow is a good
North Harrow,
North Harrow is if we have to.
So North Harrow is this.
Okay, 2.
Oh.
Half yellow, half pink.
Yeah.
Location is clearly a huge thing. What is the house that you reckon is going to be your first home?
We did
30%.
find one house that was perfect, as in it was within our budget. It was exactly in the state we wanted, and we got gazumped on that one.
What, someone else came up with more, and you didn't find them?
We didn't, no.
To me, that says that you didn't have the killer instinct, that you didn't want it enough. And what is worrying me is that you haven't got the push, that it's too nice living at home, and no house is that perfect.
They've loved and lost out on a house. There'll be none of that on my watch. Sundeep and Rupreet have got £380,000, and for that they want a 3-bedroom property with the potential to extend within the right postcode. And for this pair, that means Harrow, and in particular Pinner.
But Sundeep and Rupreet weren't the only ones looking for a family home. 30 miles north in Hertfordshire, with a very impulsive Hilary Sylvester and Rob Burton.
We met in a bar. Hilary had the audacity just to walk straight up to me and say, "I want to marry you and have your children."
Love at first sight.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to give her credit. And so, after a whirlwind romance, Rob moved into Hillary's flat. Pretty soon they were engaged and proud parents to beautiful baby daughter Alexis. Isn't she sweet?
And there must be something in the water because 9 months later, Rob and Hillary are expecting baby number 2, which means they're on a race for space and they know exactly where they want to be.
I love Hitchin. There's no big department stores here. It's full of boutiques and coffee shops and lovely restaurants.
It's Hillary from Hitchin in Hertfordshire.
This is going to be tricky. Hitchin's a touch on the titchy side at just over 3 square miles, and houses here certainly don't come cheap.
I know Hitchin is dead set for you, Hillary.
It is. I've been here for nearly 16 years, so I've built up a fantastic network. I am willing to compromise on a property to stay here to a certain extent.
I wish you hadn't said that last bit. If only you just stopped.
And made it easier for you, Phil? No chance.
Rob and Hillary have got £250,000 to play with. They want a minimum of 3 bedrooms, off-road parking, and they want it all in Hillary's beloved Hitchin. With Rob and Hillary itching to stay in Hitchin and Sundeep and Ruppreet pining for a property in Pinner, it's clear that both our couples are picky about postcodes.
Pinner Village is part of the London borough of Harrow. With great transport links into London, fantastic schools and thriving high street, it's an expensive area with the average house setting you back £400,000. Which is more than twice the UK national average, currently at 162 grand. And because properties in Pinner don't come up for sale that often, the ones that are available are expensive, so Sundeep and Ruppreet are priced out of the Pinner market.
But Pinner's just one of the 21 areas on offer in Harrow, once a stomping ground for Elton John. And all of these 21 districts have the typical hustle and bustle you'd expect from Greater London.
Just under 2 miles away and east of Pinner is North Harrow.
Wasn't North Harrow one of their borderline areas on that map, Kirsty?
Back off, Phil, I know what I'm doing. They coloured this area in with pink and yellow highlighters, so this 1930s semi could go either way. It's only been on the market for 5 days and has already generated lots of interest. So if they like it, we're going to have to move quick.
Oh, there seems to be a smile. It looks big from the outside.
Its own driveway.
Own driveway.
Own garage.
I'm positive about this.
OK.
It's very close to your mum.
Yeah, my mum lives on the road opposite.
Sort of, yeah.
Cool!
About a 2-minute walk.
It's a done deal. Mum's rules. Sold. You can all go home now.
Nobody likes a show-off, Kirsty.
Is that the green-eyed monster speaking, Spencer? This house is even better inside. There's a large open-plan sitting room, 3 bedrooms, plus a huge garden with potential to extend, and it's 50 quid shy of their maximum budget of £380,000. This is currently the main room.
That's fine.
They've done nothing to the kitchen. It's a decent ceiling height, but as you know, it's what you can afford to do.
How much is this on for?
Before I tell you that, you tell me what you would be prepared to pay for this.
Probably 330.
Now, that's quite interesting.
It's on for 365, isn't it?
It's on for more than that.
Really?
Yeah. It's on at 379,950. Something is only worth what other people are prepared to pay for it. But it's quite interesting that there's such a wide gulf between what you'd be prepared to pay and what the asking price is.
Due to lack of experience, it seems our first-time buyers might have a problem with undervaluing.
It's got lots of really nice original features, this house.
Yeah, it has nice bay windows.
What's your gut feeling right now?
I like the size of the rooms.
Yeah.
I like the garden. It's just the borderline area, isn't it?
And you could pop into your mum's and pick up some food.
You could pop into your mum. Yeah, exactly. Wow, how spoiling would that be? To move into your own home and to be able to pop into your mum's on the way back from work and find that she's cooked your dinner.
In some boxes, all bagged up.
Would she really do that?
Yeah, she would. She does that
I
now.
thought we were moving out to, be more independent.
Yeah, but
independence, great. What you want to be able to is walk around with no clothes on in the middle of the night, not have to cook your own food.
Yes.
Which would you rather she did? Walk around naked or cook?
Probably both.
Cook naked.
That's food for thought. 7 months of looking and you might just have nailed it straight off.
You knocked it into the single toilet. You could probably put a bath and a shower in here.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not complaining, but I wasn't expecting our sensible couple to love the first thing I showed them.
I'm positive about this. I mean, you've shown us exactly what we want.
Do we think this has set a benchmark?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the size of the rooms, the hallway's big, the
Yeah.
landing's big.
I think this is probably the best house you're going to show us.
Sounds like Sundeep's thrown down the gauntlet there, Kirsty.
Red rag to a bull, Phil. I will find them an even better house.
We're back catching up with two couples who are hankering after family homes. Cautious first-time buyers Sundeep and Repreet in Harrow, and Hitchin mad Hilary and Rob in Hertfordshire.
Hitchin puts the heart in Hertfordshire, a quaint yet stylish medieval market town with an alluring mix of old and new.
Hitchin's just a 30-minute train ride into King's Cross, so it's a popular spot for commuters. And it's this proximity to the capital that's insulated it from the recent ups and downs of the housing market.
And round here, the press-up pram pushers are fighting fit.
But Hilary's not alone in being hooked on Hitchin. It seems that love is definitely all around.
It's a lovely little market town, got a brilliant selection of shops.
And if you want the countryside, you just walk 10 minutes up the hill and it's there.
It's young, isn't it? It's a great place to raise your kids.
I find everyone's lovely in Hitchin.
Any plans to move?
No, none.
Never?
Never.
And therein lies the problem. Nobody wants to move, so it makes property here very hard to come by. Hilary has set her sights on living in the centre of town, where 3-bed semis cost around 315 grand, which is 65 grand more than they can afford. But we've been pulling out all the stops to find them a house they can afford, and voila!
Ooh, someone's had their porridge this morning. I'm impressed.
Well, I just hope Hilary is, because this house genuinely is the best on the market in central Hitchin within their budget. There's a good-sized kitchen diner and 3 bedrooms, so Rob and Hilary wouldn't have to worry about that second cot. And all this is on the right side of 250 grand at just under 248.
Come on in. The front room is not big.
No, the fireplace is beautiful. Just feels sort of very small.
Enclosed.
I agree with you, because it actually opens up, gets a bit better through here. But here is where you do your entertaining.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be quite so big in here.
Quite happy with this one.
Yeah.
Up here, we've got the 3 bedrooms.
Okay.
It's not a big house, but this is, by some margin, the best of what we looked at.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
What's?
I think...
Talk to us.
I am trying to be open-minded. I do love the location. You know, it's got a fantastic nursery on the corner. Town is, you know, so close. But I am not feeling the love right now. Except for you, of course.
Oh, thanks so much.
Looks like you've proved to Hilary that the gap between what she wants and what she can actually afford in Hitchin is just too wide.
If they want to live in central Hitchin, this is actually a good option. Personally, I would much, much rather see them accept the reality, move a bit further out and buy themselves a bigger house. It's not what you had hoped for, but it is the reality.
Really? Okay.
We knew we were asking for an awful lot.
We did.
With the budget. It's a good effort. It's not right.
We're free to stretch the boundaries a little further.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bad luck, Phil. Your first viewing didn't go quite as well as mine.
Oh, you're all heart, my love.
Sundeep and Rupri loved the first property I showed them, but they're not alone. Other viewings have proved equally popular. I'd hate for them to lose out on a property again. So to give them a fighting chance of securing it, I'm putting a call in to the agent.
If there's any kind of activity in the next 24 hours, whether you could keep us posted.
Expressing interest means the agent's far more likely to keep you informed of any developments. If you like somewhere but are struggling to reach a decision, it's a useful way of gaining thinking time. We need to encourage them to look beyond their favoured postcodes. Ruislip's just 3 miles away. Houses are considerably cheaper here, and it offers much the same lifestyle as Pinner. So it's hard to see why it's one of Rupreet's pink no-go areas.
Ruislip High Street. Have you ever been before?
We have been.
I think it has a lot to offer. Well, I'm not going to strong-arm you into looking at areas you're really genuinely not interested in looking at.
Yeah, I really like the High Street.
I'm not sure how we've missed this.
It might be something to do with maps and marker pens.
I think we're moving beyond that map now, to this cracking 1930s semi. It's cheaper and needs less work doing to it than Property One, so I think this is a real contender for the top spot.
First impressions?
It looks like an obvious extension. We want it to look sort of natural.
Yeah. It's a bit of a random add-on, it looks like.
Top spot, Kirsty. Sounds like it's not even going to make their top 40.
Not a great start, admittedly. But this house does have a large open-plan kitchen, so Rupreet could bring her cookery books out of early retirement, and with 2 bedrooms upstairs and 1 ensuite bedroom downstairs, they could certainly grow into it as a family home. All this, and it's 30 grand under budget, at just under £350,000.
That's massive.
Yeah.
It is big, isn't it? This house has got the potential for you to do more work, but a great big chunk of work has been done, and you can move in and just get on with things for the time being.
I like what they've done with it. But,
Yeah, it's something I would want to do.
I think we could probably do a better job.
Can you imagine doing this to the last house we just saw?
Yeah.
Definitely.
And better.
Sundeep, why don't you go upstairs and have a look?
Okay.
And I will keep Madam down here. It's not my job to encourage you to max out your budget. The last house we saw, basically the best part of 380. And I just need to show you that it's possible not to spend that much money and have the work done and to be close to somewhere, which is really great.
This is too done.
No, I totally understand that.
Like, as in, if they'd maybe done the building work, but this is fully, like, you could move in tomorrow.
Of course they want to do work. They can live at home until the place is absolutely finished. But I do worry about them maxing out their budget.
So what do you think of it?
Upstairs, this is quite a large bedroom, but there's only 2 bedrooms upstairs. And they've added 1 downstairs, so I think they've added as much value as you can. I think it's a definite no-no.
Yeah, it's a no for us.
Still, it isn't the one for you?
Yeah,
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Worth seeing? Learned anything?
I think we already knew that we didn't want a house that had already been done up. So.
Okay. I made a mistake, okay? I've said it. Now, can we all move on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can we close the door on this? Right, okay.
Kirsty Allsop admits to being wrong about something. That'll definitely be in the morning papers.
I beg to differ. The headline is actually Property One was a winner, which means you have a lot of catching up to do if you want to hold the front page.
It's a new day, and hopefully a new approach will get Hilary and Rob falling for a house, like they fell for each other. Hilary's agreed to look beyond her beloved Hitchin, but we don't want to scare her off by going too far afield just yet.
Just 10 minutes away and at the very edge of Hitchin are the pretty villages of Gosmore and St Hippolyts.
It's in St Hippolyts that we found this 3-bed semi.
This is what we're going to come and see. We are 2 miles from central Hitchin.
Yeah.
Yes.
We like this village anyway, from that point
It's
of
a
view.
big enough village that you're not totally isolated.
Yeah.
There's different things.
Well, let's go and see if it's a big enough house.
Okay.
The house is lighter and brighter than Property One, and with a large kitchen, diner and playroom, it feels like a more grown-up house for our fast-moving couple.
This house is a good example of how to decorate to maximise space and light. Upstairs, the bedrooms seem really spacious.
It's slightly over their 250 grand budget, but I'm confident we could do some work on the price.
It's very neutral, completely blank canvas.
I like it. I like the feel when you walk in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels much more open and brighter.
Through here you've got a kitchen which hasn't been there very long, that's modern. The improvement that I would do at some point is to knock through there.
Definitely.
I like it. It needs quite a lot of work.
It's more of a blank canvas, actually. You know, the ceilings, the walls, you know, all of that is all easily changeable here, and because you've got the space as well.
Hilary and Rob can certainly see the potential of this house. What are you going to pull out of your hat next, Phil?
It's quite a sweet garden out the back here, and it comes with its own pet white rabbit. In terms of the area, if this house was there, they're about 600,000 or 700,000.
They are, yeah.
Those ones right there.
I know, which is why I kind of never expected to find somewhere in Gosmore, actually, because...
Well, therein lies the issue, that this fence is the boundary. That house is in Gosmore, and this house is in St Hippolyt's.
I bet you still say we're living to Gosmore, don't you?
No, I don't mind St Hippolyt's. That's fine, that can work for me from a area point of view.
Well, much, much happier house hunters. They haven't been put off by the postcode boundary. They haven't been put off by doing bits and pieces of work to the house. So it's fingers crossed.
How are you feeling?
Not 100%, but I do like it, and I could definitely see, you know, the family living here.
So what do you reckon?
It's much, much more livable.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with it, definitely.
And having come 2 miles out of central Hitchin, you haven't got the jitters. You're
No.
quite taken with it.
She doesn't seem to have a nosebleed, yeah.
No, I haven't got a nosebleed. Yeah, no, I'm fine with that, actually, because actually I can walk it.
It's good exercise.
Thank you.
Not that you need it.
Darling.
Thank you.
Sounds like a definite maybe to me.
I'm pretty sure I can do better, but it will mean pushing the search even further away from Hitchin. This week we're catching up with 2 searches, a pair of newlyweds who wanted their first home, and a growing family that were desperately seeking more space.
It's a search where girl power rules. The women are very much in the driving seat.
Rob and Hilary had exclusively set their sights on Hitchin, but we've taken those blinkers off to show them what they could get if they're prepared to look beyond Hitchin High Street.
After 7 months of house hunting, first-time buyers Sundeep and Ruppreet have experienced love at first sight with Property One, and I've yet to find a stronger house to steal their affections. But 2 heads are better than 1, so I've called in the cavalry.
We're in Northwood Hills, an area that's already had approval from Postcode Precious Ruppreet.
This 1930s semi is bigger and cheaper than Property One, but it also needs more work. There are 3 good-sized bedrooms and a massive garden, which offers the perfect solution for updating and extending the small kitchen.
At just under 350,000, it's well within budget.
But is all this enough to supersede Property One?
What you've got here is a really nice-sized front room.
What was going through your mind as we came up the road?
I think I was concerned that it's quite a busy road.
Every house has a compromise, but because you're opposite a playing field, not a house, the noise is not bounced into the house.
It's quieter than I thought it would be.
This is on at just under 350.
That's quite surprising.
If it wasn't on the road, if it was on the street behind, it would be £30,000–40,000 more.
This is what would be your dining area of your kitchen. Because you take down that wall, you'd have a kitchen diner across the back here. Should I take Sundeep upstairs?
You do that, lucky man.
Oh, Phil, you are so smutty.
You just make it too easy for me, Kirsty.
So, this is the larger of the 2 rooms.
It's a good size.
But it's not doing it for you, this house, is it?
I'm not falling in love with it, no.
This is the existing kitchen for a girl with 100 cookbooks, I understand. She needs a pretty special kitchen. You must be pretty keen to get that part of your life and marriage underway, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the fun part. As in, you know, we did all the hard work, like finding him, getting to know him and marrying him, and now the kind of fun, enjoying our lives together bit needs to start.
Ah, love's young dream.
There you are. How was your little talk?
Yeah, it was good.
And what did you think of upstairs?
Upstairs, yeah, it's nice. The master bedroom and the second bedroom is big.
The kitchen's still okay, but I think it'd be too much work because you'd have to
extend it.
Yeah,
out.
you'd have to extend in terms of building permission and build a proper extension. Whereas the first house, we could probably get away with kind of knocking a wall down and putting the conservatory on.
This house is too big a project. The last house was too small a project. Is this a Goldilocks moment?
It's not a definite no, but definitely at the moment, house one is just, I think, gone up a notch.
I'm heartened by the fact that I've come along, I've seen something that I think is fantastic, but Kirsty's found something that you prefer. So that's actually a great, great position to be in, and I can be comforted that she's performing OK.
I'm comforted that you're comforted. But in the meantime, are we fiddling while Rome burns? Should we just get on and buy house number 1?
Hilary has finally accepted she can't get enough house in Hitchin and be near her friends. So the next best option is to be near her sister in Bedford, where she will also get a much bigger house.
Bedford's 18 miles away, Phil. That's a far cry from Hitchin.
You can say that again, but the average house price in Bedford's around $224,000, which is $40,000 less than the average price in Hitchin. So there's definitely more space on offer for less money. We're taking them north into Bedfordshire and the village of Goldington. It's a massive gamble on my part, but the payoff is this stunning 1930s property with a few modern twists.
There are 3 spacious bedrooms upstairs and a study-cum 4th bedroom downstairs, which opens out onto a fantastic garden.
At just under $270,000, the house is 20 grand over budget. But we know the vendors are open to negotiation.
That's the one we're going to see.
Aha! I'm just trying not to be seduced by the fact that there's blue sky and sunshine today. And
didn't you know? It's sunnier in Bedford than anywhere else. That's right. That's right. Yeah. That's a fact. That comes with the house.
Come on. Nice try, Kirsty.
Well, I'm determined nothing is going to rain on our parade.
It's been extended in quite a number of different directions.
Wow.
It's got the right balance for family life because there's 3 bedrooms upstairs, but it's got a lot of space downstairs.
Yeah, looks great.
Yeah.
Whilst I take Hilary upstairs, Phil and Rob get down to some serious business in the garden.
How will Hilary deal with Bedford? Can she move out and away from Hitchin?
Yeah, she'll have to. To get what we want, she'll have to, and she'll have to make the compromise. The good thing is, Bedford, all of her family are here.
It just seems to make an awful lot of sense.
Yeah.
Your life has altered incredibly quickly. Do you think that what you enjoyed in Hitchin was part of your old life?
I've already moved away from my old sort of social life.
Yeah.
My family is the most important thing now, and I suppose I just need to get my head around the fact that my priorities have changed. Now it's not me that's number 1.
It looks like Hilary is ready to move on, but is this the house for her?
I like the house.
Big kitchen, separate living room for us.
I mean, the way it all
playroom
sort of
for the
flows
kids.
round actually is great. I know your heart doesn't rest in Hitchin like mine does, but equally you've still spent 2 years building up a life there.
I know.
Are you going to be happy to leave?
I'm going to spend the next 10 years living in Bedford, aren't I? That's what I mean. Just going to talk to Phil and Kate.
Well, Rob's ready to make the move, but is Hilary?
Hilary actually said she's deciding to the fact that Bedford might work.
What an amazing turnaround! Hilary has gone from wanting to be within 20 yards of Hitchin High Street to being happy to consider moving 20 miles away.
Over in Harrow, Sundeep and Ruppreet haven't clocked up as many miles, but their journey has been just as surprising. They fell in love with the first house we showed them, but they're not alone, so just in case events conspire against us, I found them another option. We're in Eastcote, a small leafy pocket of Harrow, to see this 1930s semi. It's less of a project than Property 3, yet bigger and cheaper than Property 1, so I'm hoping it will be just right. There are 5 bedrooms on offer, including one in the loft with an ensuite bathroom and a kitchen ripe for renovation. It's under budget at $375,000, so it should appeal to our steady eddies.
They've already knocked through here.
I like the size of the rooms.
Yeah, it seems like there's, you know, a massive amount of potential.
This is the kitchen. It would be something that you would knock through.
Yeah.
It'd be massive. So first impressions, I think, are really good.
Looks like we could have a winner.
That's a good size too.
Yeah. What do you think overall?
Yeah, I like the project it offers, and then I like the room sizes.
I like it, but there's just something in the back of my head. I just need more time to think about it, I guess.
Sounds like it's getting Ruppreet's vote.
But Sundeep is playing his cards very close to his chest.
Are we split between 2 houses? Does that wipe out number 1?
I think you're still a bit split.
Do you want to go back and see house number 1?
Should we go back?
I think we need to go back just to
so it's fresh in our mind.
Back in Bedford, Rob and Hilary have asked to revisit Property 3, but this time the big boss is coming with us.
Nice to be back.
Yeah, it is actually.
Definitely.
Yeah. I was worried that I'd come back and it would be smaller, but it's not. It still feels really spacious.
What went through your minds and discussions overnight?
I had to really, really make sure I was comfortable leaving Hitchin. But I think, you know, we're good, aren't we?
Looks like smiles all round.
Let's hope those smiles stretch to North London, where our newlyweds are torn between two houses.
With Property 4 in Eastcote fresh in their minds, Rupert and Sundeep are heading back to their first love in North Harrow.
What do you feel?
I prefer this, I think.
That was a short-lived love with your other house.
Yeah, I think coming back to here, just...
This still feels more Harrow.
Whereas this is what I think we're used to. We've always grown up in quite an urban area. Maybe that's why.
That's what's pulling me to the other house, is that lifestyle change from this one, even though it's only a few miles away.
It started out as a search about location, but it now boils down to the level of work they're prepared to take on board.
It's a smaller project, this one.
This is a smaller project, yeah.
Which is why it's safer in the short term as well.
But I still think that is probably too big for us.
It is too big for us.
And we'd have to do probably more work on that.
We would.
Their very conservatism has led them to be in a great financial position because they have done exactly what they should have done. So, of course, that's part of their character. It's going to influence the house they buy. Are you any clearer?
I think it's this one.
Yeah, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, that was decisive.
Well, I mentioned...
Went upstairs, Sundeep had a word, and you came downstairs convinced it was this house.
I felt something quite strong the first
straight
day.
away. Yeah. We did say that we like this, so...
I was just teasing you.
You have to know that what you've got is the best of what's available, and it suits you better than anything else. And this does. Now we have to secure it for the price you want to pay for it. And that's the next stage.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like Rob, Sundeep has jumped into the driver's seat. So now we have to help steer the search across the finishing line. And back in Bedford, that's exactly what I'm trying to do for Rob and Hilary.
Well, no great surprises that you love the house. I think that much is clear.
Yes.
What do you want to do about it?
I think we would like to make an offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. You see it as your home?
Definitely.
Yes, definitely. It's not a house, it's a home for us.
Yeah.
OK, well, let's talk figures. They're asking $269,000, and I just can't see that. It can't be worth any more than $250, not in today's market. What I'd suggest is we go in at $243. We'll just see where we get to.
OK.
The house is on the market for $270,000, so going in 27 grand less is pretty bold, but it'll kick-start the negotiations and would certainly keep the stamp duty to a minimum.
Tony, hi there. It's Phil Spencer. We've got a couple here. They can offer flexibility in terms of the completion date.
If Rob and Hilary pay £1 over 250 grand for the house, the stamp duty will rise from 1% to 3%, adding an extra £5,000 to the final price of the house. So it's vital that we get it for under £250,000.
I'm really struggling to come up with a value that's anything like your asking price. So the offer that I've got is $243. Thank you. Cheers. Bye. He's going to ring them straight away. He's good. He's on the ball.
As Phil tries to seal his deal, we've discovered that an offer has been made on the property Sundeep and Rupert fell in love with. So we've got to think smart and move fast.
It is disappointing that another offer has been made. There's probably nothing to be gained from coming in low because we're going to get the offer turned down.
I wanted to go in at 360.
365?
Yeah, we could go to 365.
366?
Weirdly, 366 is probably a really good idea because it sounds psychologically
higher,
you've pushed it.
Yeah, we want it for 366.
Yeah, we want it.
Lauren, it's Kirsty. How are you? I've got an offer to make. They have instructed me to make an offer on their behalf of $366,000. Are you able to tell me whether that I have put clear blue water between us and the other offer? Thank you so much, Lauren. I really appreciate it. OK, bye. When I said, have we put clear blue water between us and the other people, she said it's in the same region.
Phil and I have both got offers on the table now, so we all have to play the waiting game.
Hi, Tony. How'd you get on? Can you just bear with me? Just hold stay there, and we'll try and sort this out right now.
They want to hold out for 250. He said you might get it for 248, 249, but probably not. That wouldn't happen right away. So either we go, okay, 245, best and final, or we take time out now.
Tell him we'll pay 245, final offer. That's it. If not, we'll look elsewhere.
Okay. Happy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony, I've got my instructions. I'll have a best and final offer of 245. It's on the table. Make of it what you will. Cheers. Bye. The ball's in their court. They want to come back. You've made a great offer. They want to come back to you and accept it. Terrific. We'll talk about it.
So even more waiting for Rob and Hilary. But over in Harrow, it looks like Sundeep and Repreet won't be kept hanging on for much longer.
Lauren. Hello. Yes! Thanks, Lauren. That's fantastic. Bye. Congratulations. I'm going to have to give you a kiss now. Oh, that is amazing. That is incredible. Thank you.
The waiting game has paid off. Sundeep and Repreet's offer of $366,000 has been accepted, and finally they've got their first home together. 12 months on, and we're back to catch up with them to see if it was happily ever after in Harrow and what a difference a year makes. They got the keys to their home just 8 weeks after their offer was accepted.
We finished work a bit early that day and walked down, and it was really sunny that day. And it was a great feeling putting your key in the door and opening the door up for the first time. It's like, oh, it's actually ours.
It's taken them over a year, but after completely transforming the property, they finally moved in 2 weeks ago.
Initially, we started gutting out the house ourselves, so ripped out.
More like you started gutting it out yourself.
Ripped out the carpets, took down the wallpaper, took off the plaster, extended out into the garden, changed all the windows, replumbed the whole house, rewired.
Built a wet room.
Redecorated.
There's actually nothing left. The only thing left is the staircase.
The project took them twice as long as they expected, but they've created the most spectacular home. And their attention to detail has definitely paid off.
The black and white theme we kind of wanted to do from the beginning because it was a very 1930s Art Deco kind of feel, and then we chose sort of 3 colours that we thought we'd just run through the whole house, which made it a lot
Because the house
easier.
is very white. We needed sort of those bright colours to just set it off a bit.
We're happy with the result, which was the main thing.
After over a year of hard graft, it seems they've left the biggest job until last.
Repreet has lots and lots and lots of shoes and handbags. But luckily we've made a space in the loft just to store all their shoes and handbags.
I don't think a girl can ever have too much space. We also got separate sinks, separate dressing areas, everything split in half because he's quite messy. So I'm really happy about not sharing a sink with him. It's the best ever.
I'm impressed. In just 2 weeks, they've already perfected the fine art of couple cohabitation. And there's certainly enough space for Repreet to put those recipes to good use.
I think we definitely feel like a proper grown-up married couple now.
Yeah, a lot more responsibility now. Have to pay a mortgage.
Had to buy a Hoover. That was great grown up, wasn't it?
They both clearly love their new home. But has Repreet made her peace with her new postcode?
We couldn't have had the house that we have now if we got the location we wanted. We would have run out of money.
I would see us living here for a long time. This could be our one and only house.
I don't think the postcode really made much difference in the end.
Fantastic. A first home that could be their forever home. It's happily ever after in Harrow. But back in Bedford, Hilary and Rob were not home yet. With their offer of $245,000 on the table, they had an anxious wait ahead. Hilary and Rob have decided to up their offer on the Bedford home to $249,000. After a tense afternoon waiting, I finally had some news.
Hi Phil, it's Rob. Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, very good.
Oh my God!
Get in.
Wow.
Off the market and the deal is yours. As of right now.
Oh,
Brilliant.
fantastic.
That's excellent news. That's really, really
thank
good
you.
news.
Thank you, Phil. Bye.
Bye.
It's in.
It was a great result, and since then, I've heard tale of a happy home for a growing family. Just over a year ago, we were on the hunt for Hilary and Rob. They were desperate for more space, and in the end, decided to compromise on location in order to get it. I've come back to meet the new addition and find out if life in Bedford's come up trumps. Anybody home? Hey, Rob and Alexis, welcome. Hello. There's a giggle to welcome me to the door. How lovely. Hello, hi. Oh, look at you both.
No, good to see you.
And you very well. Who's this?
The bouncing Sheridan.
Hello, Sheridan. You bounce into my arms. Well, what a busy house you must have.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey?
Life never stands still here, that's for sure.
Yeah. And they certainly haven't wasted any time putting their personal touch on this fabulous family home. Such a lovely house. I was so pleased you bought it.
Yeah, us too.
I know it was a bit of an upheaval out of Hitchin, but it was such a lovely house.
Yeah,
it's well worth it.
Yeah.
We don't regret it.
No,
whatsoever.
not at all.
Hilary clearly relishes the buzz of a hectic life, and it's been a manic 12 months for the whole family. It's been something of a busy period, hasn't it, Rob? I mean, all the things that people say don't do together, I think you've done all at the same time. Move house, new area, new daughter.
No, it's a challenge, but it's well worth it. It's brilliant. You know, the house is everything we wanted. Two beautiful kids.
Yeah.
You know, things really start looking up.
I imagine Hilary keeps you busy, got lots of jobs on. The house is looking fantastic.
There's always a little list of, oh, I didn't like that toilet roll holder, can we change this? Or the decking needs to be screwed down. The tree needs to be totally chopped because it's all diseased. Just
all the responsibilities of having a lovely big house that needs looking after.
I know.
But it does look terrific, though.
Yeah, I enjoy the work, and you know, when you do it, you do reap the rewards.
Yeah. I always thought this house would work for the family. The playroom is perfect for 2 young kids, a chill-out space for mum and dad, and a fantastic garden for relaxing in.
Thank you. I've reconnected with lots of old school friends as well that have now got children and settled down. And
You've got the space if they come around here for barbecues and picnics. And,
I know, this seems to be the favourite house at the moment.
I'm not surprised. It is a very
My
lovely
food bill's gone up the roof, but hey. Sorry, was this...
But this is all a far cry from the Hilary I met last year. I'm itching to find out if Hitchin and the high life has been happily left behind. Well, you look, all of you, so happy and settled. Even though, and I keep casting my mind back to when we first met and you said to me, I'll compromise on the house, but I will not be moving from Hitchin.
I know. But then I think realising what we could get for our money in Hitchin and the lifestyle that I wanted to lead, they just didn't add up.
No.
Life had really changed for me, you know, there was no kind of going shopping in boutiques anymore. Buying handbags and shoes, it was which was the best nappy bag to buy and which were the most comfortable shoes to buy for walking with the pram.
So from fancy footwear to family first, Hilary's shifting priorities have meant ditching Hitchin might not have been such a compromise after all.
My mum has been an absolute blessing, but having my sister right on my doorstep, I see her and my little niece Grace every week, and that's really great. I mean, there was a couple of sticky moments there when I was heavily pregnant and I could just make a quick phone call and she was here in 2 minutes to be able to help me. I would have never had that in Hitchin, you know?
So Bedford looks like a long-term base for this blossoming family. They've really come a long way in a short space of time. So you lived here almost a year now?
Yeah, that's
right. Does it feel settled? Does it feel home?
Yeah, it does.
Definitely will love it. Absolutely love it. Nothing will change.
No, well, we've kind of got everything on our doorstep.
It does really seem to me as though you've you've got ticks in all the important boxes.
I know, it's great, it's perfect. Well, the thing is, this is us now for hopefully the next 10 years, isn't it? If not more. So...
You've got room for a few more of these.
Oh.
No. We're going to fall out.
When we first met, both our couples were postcode picky, but in the end decided to compromise in order to get the house they wanted. So I'm delighted to come back and find that not only is everyone happy and settled in their new areas, but the homes they've created have more than lived up to expectations. And that's what I call a happy ending.